Are you nervous about riding your bike in the winter? Are you nervous about getting it dirty? About getting it all covered in crud? That's the dilemma of a lot of Harley riders, isn't it? Should we ride our bikes in the winter? Should we, risk getting it all dirty and everything like that? Should we risk greater risk of accidents, I suppose? That's not quite right, is it? But you know what I mean. Because of the inclement weather, because of the tough riding conditions. There's lots to consider. Many people will just put their bikes away for the winter. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. They'd only take them out in the spring, put them away in the autumn. That's fine. Now, obviously, it depends where you are in the world, of course. You may not be able to ride in the winter because you're under 10 foot of snow or something like that. You ditch the bikes and you go on your snowmobiles or whatever. That's something else entirely. But for normal riding in the winter, is it a good idea? I think there's a lot to consider, isn't there? There's a lot to consider about protecting your bike. Now, we always talk about winterizing your bike and covering it in, anti-corrosive spray. In the UK, we've got a product called ACF 50 and, all that WD-40 all over the place. But you have to keep on applying it. You have to be aware of winter chemicals and salts that they put on the road. And, you have to be talking about, considering regular washing and all that kind of stuff. Let's face it, it's a bit of a faff, isn't it? I mean, who wants to go to all that trouble just to ride your bike in the winter? Yeah, Muggins here. Yeah, I'm the kind of person who does want to keep on riding my bike in the winter. Not because I'm any kind of superhero, it's just because I just enjoy it. It's as simple as that. And there's no grand plan here, it's just I enjoy it. But I don't really care for all the, taking care of the bike and all that. I do it because I have to do it, not necessarily because I want to do it. I think a few weeks ago, before the winter, I covered it head to toe, as it were, in this anti-corrosive. I rode it for a few weeks, washed the bike in and out, and then I covered it again. The second time, I went all over it, inside and out, everywhere. It's a slimy, horrible mess, that bike. But at least I know it's completely covered. But am I still risking it getting a bit rusty in the future? Possibly so, possibly so. But then I think about cars. Now, I drive cars all the time. I don't necessarily put anti-corrosive all over that. The difference between cars and bikes is that cars have better rust protection from the word dot in their manufacturing. Bikes don't. In fact, they're pretty poor in that regard. And Harleys are notorious for it. But actually, with this bike, I've gone over it all over the place. And there's lots of places on it where you would think this is going to get really rusty. And it may indeed get really rusty. But I think that's going to happen whether you like it or not. I think just regular washing, keep on top of it, keep it all covered in anti-corrosive. Maybe not take it out when it's just icing conditions. Just minimize the risk that you've put yourself under and also the bike under. I think you'd be all right. But it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one to justify whether you should or you shouldn't. It comes down to personal choice, of course. It comes down to personal preference. It comes down to personal attentiveness, whether you can be bothered with all that. Now, I've got to say, and I will be completely honest with it, if I had another bike as well, I would probably put this away for the winter, and I would use the other bike as my, what we call a winter hack bike here, over here. It's just the crappy bike that you ride around on. But I still do love riding this bike, and I love riding it all conditions. But I'll tell you what, I can't wait for spring, that's for sure. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you should do about riding your Harley in the winter. Should you do it? Should you not do it? No right answers here. No wrong answers. Entirely up to you. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave those comments below. And check out the website at RevelatorAlf.com. Lots more stuff coming very soon. Ta-da.
RevelatorAlf.